Hi, Betchie. Let's just wait lang ha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. I can't hear you pa eh. Well, what we're going to do is that introduce muna kita after this in a short while, mga 2 minutes. And then, tsaka kita isasama sa ano, sa broadcast. Okay? Mm-mm. All right.
At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these
Okay. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, and welcome to the second edition of our Let's Talk High Vibe radio livecast. And today's topic would be very interesting for those who are using journals or writing in their journals because I'm here with Miss Betchie Abrenica, my guest for today. Um, by the way, I'm your coach, Nancy Villarama, and I'm coming live from the city of Lipa. And this live cast is hosted by the Creative Life for High Vibe Radio. Okay, so in our live cast, we always feature people. We will always feature people, men and women, who are not only inspiring and but also have overcome a lot of challenges in their lives and have learned lessons from these challenges. They are regular folks who, like you and me, who have undergone so much trials in their lives, but have overcome them and empowered themselves upon learning all the lessons. Okay, so today's guest is a person who have battled against all odds and emerged a stronger, more empowered woman. So let's um, Okay, let me introduce her first to you once again. Miss Betchie Abrenica is a registered nurse, a brand ambassador, a writer, content creator, a social media manager, a franchisee, life coach as well, and a motivational speaker. And of course, most importantly, she is a wife and a mom. She has affiliations for the group Mommy Bloggers Philippines, co-founder of Moms Daily PH, and she's a member of Soroptimist International of Lipa and also Malarayat Lions Club International and Batangas Springer Toastmasters Club. So let's welcome Miss Betchie Abrenica. Hi,
Hi
Beth.
everyone. Hello, Tita
Hi,
Nancy. Hi, good afternoon.
good afternoon. So welcome to Let's Talk. How are you
Can you
today?
hear me? Can you hear me?
Not so much. Can you please
Oh, wait.
oh, okay, a moment. I can't hear you that much. Okay, guys. Betchy is at home right now, and if you can see, we'll just try to fix her audio because we were not able to do that earlier. Uh, okay, there you go. Hi, Betch.
Hello.
Yan.
Hello. Ayan.
Hello.
Okay na po.
Yes, okay na. Okay na, okay na. Yan. Betchy, welcome to Let's Talk. Uh, so we were before when we were I was inviting you. I was telling you that we will be discussing about the journal prompts that you are posting, right? But before we go there, because guys, that she had an experience. Right now we're still under quarantine, right? So
Mhm.
in this time of the pandemic, of all this, uncertainty, something happened to Betchy and her family, and it's really something that is so tragic. But I know that Betchy was able to, learn lessons from that. Can you tell us more about that, Betchy? I know
Um,
it was your dad, right? Mm-mm.
yeah. Yeah, so um my dad just died a couple of weeks ago. So today it was just 3 weeks. So very fresh pa po yung
Oh, mm-mm.
nangyari.
Okay.
Eh,
Let me offer my condolences to you and your family about that. Mm.
and he died
Mhm.
due to um, heart failure. So he actually had
Mhm.
this heart problem since 2015. He has
Mhm.
cardiomegaly or enlargement of the heart, and then he
Mhm.
has also cardiac arrhythmias, wherein he has a very chronic type of bradycardia. So yung
Mm.
heart niya very slow yung pump rate, and then there are
Oh.
times na nagpo-pause talaga siya. So that's the reason why a couple of times nagko-collapse siya. But
Yeah, but
then, nare-revive
mm,
naman siya. So,
mm.
yon. And
But he's
then,
in Dubai, right? When
yeah,
that
when it
happened.
happened, he was in Dubai because
Mm.
he was visiting my sister together with my
Mm.
mom. So they
Mm.
were visiting my sister who just gave birth last
Mm.
February. So they
Mm.
want to see their
Yeah.
new apo, and
Apo.
then also to visit the place yon. So yon.
Mm.
And then bad things happened. This quarantine or lockdown
Mm.
was announced, and unfortunately they were locked down in Dubai,
Mm.
so hindi sila agad nakauwi. And then
Mm.
yun, because his condition was really sensitive, so
Mm.
the plan was really to go back home after a
Mm.
month, but because of the lockdown, which is really
Mm.
unexpected, so that's what happened. And so he died there, and it was really a hard time for me because all of them were there. I was the only one who was here because we were just only
Oh.
two. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I wasn't able to see my dad for the last time,
Mm.
and he was cremated there. So the last time I saw him was when I dropped them to the airport before they
Mm.
left the Philippines. And I really didn't know that would be the last time na makikita ko, na
Mm.
makasama ko siya.
Yeah, yeah.
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 And then, up until now, they are still there. And I'm still waiting for the announcement kung kailan matatapos yung lockdown so that they can, go back
Wait.
here, and we can, I can see him even in ashes.
Mm. So
So that's the hard part.
allowed pa. They're not allowed to to bring him home right now. They're not
No,
allowed
no, they did
travel
not
pa.
allow. Yes, they did not
Mm.
allow the body to be traveled from abroad because of the COVID-19 issue
Mm.
right
Yeah.
now. So
Mm.
it's really very strict. And
Mm.
then there are so many permits then na kailangang asikasuhin before pa siya na-cremate. So that's
Mm.
why.
Yeah, lalo na sa Dubai, they are very strict. Si Odin, my
Yes.
daughter is there right now, and she's telling me all the yung strict talagang measures that they're doing in
Yes.
Dubai. Mm-mm. Well, i- okay, again, I'm sorry to hear that tragic news, and I condolences to you and your family. So when your dad passed away, during this very, very uncertain, very challenging time, what was your greatest, lesson? What was it that you of course we always have this insight if something really tragic happens, 'di ba? Meron tayong naisip na okay, so ito pala 'yon. What is it for you?
Well, I think doon sa nangyari, well, of course, everyone is struggling right now kasi
Mhm.
um, on my part, during the time that it happened, the lockdown really brought us so many uncertainties kasi first, the business is closed. Second,
Mm.
my husband was also stuck here
Mm.
for like kulang pa lang 3 months
Oh,
siyang nandito. Yeah. So
okay.
the income was really, everything stopped.
Mm.
And then the news that my dad had a heart attack, it was really very sudden.
Mm.
And so, it added to all the grueling pain and uncertainties we were having. So
Mm.
I think what taught me about this is grit,
Mm.
grit, and grit is more of the courage thing. When you say grit, talagang it's really how you you know accept things despite of how hard it is.
Mm-mm.
It's not really easy to move on. I
Mm-mm.
don't like to say move on, because when you move on, you left the memories behind of the person you love. But I'd rather say I didn't know at first. I didn't know um, how to carry on. Maybe
Mm-mm.
how my life should go on. Um,
Mm-mm.
so but I
I
was
know
able
you're
to,
very close with your father, right? I know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
So I think what taught me, what that this situation taught me how to be, really stronger. Yung grit
Mm-mm.
talaga, and resilience, because
Mm-mm.
um, I know this is not just the last maybe trials
Mm-mm.
or um, problems that we will face. Marami pang darating, pero
Mm-mm.
um, this is part of, I think, part of growing up.
Yeah. You're a life coach. You're also a spiritual coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a client like you who is undergoing all this, tribulations and trials and challenges in life right now, because you mentioned that finances is hard right now because your husband is stuck at home for 3 months, and he used to be in Dubai as well, right? He is
Mm-hmm.
working there, but he was stuck there, and also if you know having this very tragic moment. If you have a client like that, what will you tell your client right now?
Well, first, I wanted to tell them, if you're listening right now and you are also in the same situation like mine, that parang everything just happened in a snap, na lahat na lang ng kamalasan nangyari. Well,
Mm-mm,
first, I want you to know that there is hope. There
mm-mm,
is hope. And um, allow yourself to grieve.
mm-mm,
It's very therapeutic that you really purge the pain, and you just let it out, cry out
mm-mm,
loud. And ako, my way of grieving and mourning is that whenever I talk to someone online, I
mm-mm.
chat to my friends, I tell the story of my dad, and um, it somehow releases the pain, because
Yeah,
there are questions that are unanswered. There are things that I want to tell him pero hindi ko nasabi, things like that.
yeah, I
That's
know. I
normal.
understand.
Yeah. And
Mm-mm,
also, I want you to know that if you're feeling somehow depressed, angry, or you feel like you cannot function, that's normal. You acknowledge it, because your feelings are valid. Those
yeah,
feelings are valid. Yeah.
yeah.
There's
Mm-mm,
nothing wrong with that. You have to define your feelings, because um, feelings are inevitable, eh. And
mm-mm,
also, um, it doesn't mean that you feel angry or you feel hopeless. Doesn't mean that define you. Your
mm-mm,
feelings doesn't define who you are.
mm-mm,
And so, that's normal to acknowledge your feelings, and might as well confront your pain.
mm-mm,
And always, I always tell this to people like me, who has undergone certain situations like this, that you need to acknowledge who that powerful person is in your life. And for me, that is our creator, that is God. And for me, um knowing that my faith is deeply rooted and anchored in our creator, it always give me a renewed hope, a renewed spirit, that this too shall pass. And
mm-mm,
we can all surpass this too
Yeah,
shall pass.
yeah. I
Sorry, I
know.
get emotional.
Yeah, I know this is hard for you, and I know how you're feeling right now. In fact, you told me you're not yet ready, and then you said, "Okay, let's go, let's have this conversation." Um, the reason why I ask you to do this is because there are so many people right now experiencing the same thing, the uncertainty, the hopelessness, and also, they feel unempowered. They feel that there's no more hope. Wala na, everything is going down, and they are all getting depressed, right? And so I ask you to converse with me, to talk with me today, because I know that you can offer hope to them. What about your kids? How are they taking all this?
Well, of course, kids are kids. So,
Mhm.
I think um, the kids are stronger than adults because after what happened, parang it's like a
Mm-mm.
span of 3 days, and they were already back to normal. And
Mm-mm.
although there are moments that sometimes when I cook,
Mm-mm.
especially when I cook scrambled eggs, and they really like the scrambled egg of their lolo. That's the
Mm-mm.
time we kind like of parang we we cry while we
Mm.
eat
Yeah,
because we tend to
you
remember.
remember. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So
I,
yon.
I I can understand that. Uh, I also had an experience this ano lang, this March, but not sa immediate family ko, but
Excuse
considering
me, tita, wait lang. Wait lang.
it's okay. It's okay. All right, guys. So, let's allow Betchy to just answer the door. Okay, I'll just tell you a little bit about the experience that I was talking about earlier on. Hindi to sa akin, hindi mismo sa akin, but sa husband ko. He lost his sister last March during yung kasagsagan ng quarantine period. And we were so helpless. We also felt so helpless, especially him and his family, because kakahiwalay sila. His mom lives in Narcarlan. His other sister lives in San Juan, and his sister na who's in the hospital is staying there with the kids. Pero sila lang, and then the brothers are in Parañaque. And all this stuff, yung parang hiwa-hiwalay, and all these things are happening simultaneously na parang one after the other meron nangyayari sa kanila. So, we felt very hopeless. But fortunately, we were able to go to his mom and talk to his mom and assure the mom that everything will be okay. And my husband, even though he was working at home, he has to go to Manila to be with his sister. Fortunately, the forces of the universe was working then, na-allow kami, na-allow everyone to get mobilized and go to the hospital. But it's still very very
Sorry,
hard.
tita.
Yeah, okay. There. Hi, Betchy. I was telling them about my sister-in-law. Like I said, diba, she also passed away last March during the quarantine, the first part of the quarantine period. So until now, andun pa rin siya sa ano niya. She was also cremated. Because yun ang sabi ng hospital, she has to be cremated even though she did not pass due to COVID-19. She passed because of her lingering illness, which is cancer, which is cancer from the breast and cancer from the bones, and metastasized to the lungs. So yun, nagkaroon ng mga complications, and she was in the hospital for quite some time, I think for a few weeks, and then she passed away. Tapos she was cremated. We were told that hindi siya pwedeng hindi i-cremate because of the situation. And until now, hindi pa siya naipapasok sa kanyang crypt, what we call crypt. Yon, di pa siya napapasok doon. And there, we are all waiting for that moment to happen kasi hindi pa daw allowed. So I understand the frustrations and the anger, the resentment, and the hopelessness and the sadness that you're feeling right now. Um, which is actually for you commendable kasi eto ka ngayon, you're speaking about it kahit 3 weeks pa lang siyang nangyayari. Yeah, right?
Mm, I think people have different ways of grieving. So
Oo.
I think for me this is what's worked for me. I
Mm,
grieve, but that doesn't mean my world should stop. And I know
mm,
my dad would also, feel bad if I would,
mm,
you know, if I would choose to, not go on with my life and stop to do things that I wanted to do. So this is my way
mm,
of releasing the pain. That way
mm,
I was able to somehow slowly a day at a time
mm,
heal
mm,
heal
mm,
myself from
mm,
all those pains. Up until
yeah,
now kasi andun pa rin siya. So like what
mm.
happened to your sister
Sister-in-law.
yeah, sister-in-law, uh hindi pa rin namin siya naiihatid dun sa final resting place niya. And
Mm,
I'm looking forward into that. That's why I really wanted to, heal myself and
mm,
to continuously go on with my life. Kasi
mm,
I'm looking forward into that day na after all of this lockdown and quarantine is done, we'll be able to, see each other. And I know my dad would be happy na
mm,
by that time na nakauwi na sila dito and we'll be able to send him off to his
mm,
final place.
mm. What about your mom? How is she taking all this? I'm very sure that she's devastated, but is she as strong as you?
Oh yeah, yeah. My mom is very, very strong. In fact, my mom is actually older than my dad. They
Mm-hmm.
were 13 years yung gap
Mm,
nila. So
okay.
my mom is 13 years older than my dad.
Mm,
And at the age of 70, I think he is now 77.
mhm,
I've seen how she was able to, get through this situation. I know there are times na struggle din siya. He cried a
mm,
lot. Of course, I cannot see what's happening right now kasi nandun pa rin sila. But,
mm,
through my sister and sometimes when I chat,
mm,
um, I know she's doing good. But then
mm,
just recently, I just to be honest,
mm,
I stopped talking to them for a
mm,
while, like for a week now, because just to, maybe just to heal also, part of healing also.
mhm,
Na maybe because whenever I talk to them, I kind of feel sad.
mm,
I really
mm,
feel sad.
mm,
And when I also when they hear me talking also about
mm,
my dad to them,
mm,
I feel like they also feel sad. So
mm,
maybe we should for a while, like
oo.
grieve in our
Mm,
own and
mm,
heal in our own
mm,
ways muna
mm,
until such time that we can talk normally without really being so emotional with what
mm.
happened to our
Okay.
father.
Okay. There are different stages of grieving, right? Ang unang-unang stage ng grieving is denial. Is your mom like that or is she past that already?
I think I really cannot say because, like I said, we were apart from each other. So what I can just read are text messages that, I love your dad so much. Hindi
Mm,
ko siya pinabayaan, magkasama kami every
mm,
single day. And, I served him,
mm,
things like that. And maybe, I guess, so because denial is normal. Like for me,
mm,
it took me a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks before it sink in.
mm,
Parang it only um nagsink in lang sa akin yung thought na wala na talaga si dad when he was cremated. When I saw him through pictures, and then I saw him, and then he was sent there at the crematory, and then that's the time na parang somehow I was released from that
Mm.
denial, na
Denial
sabi ko,
stage.
oo, yeah,
Mm.
totoo na to, na wala na
Oo.
talaga si dad. But during
Mm.
the first day, because it took 12 days bago siya na-cremate kasi sobrang dami ng permits dun sa Dubai.
Mm.
So, from those days talagang every night parang I dream about him, and then he looks like everything was fresh from my memory, na he's just here, you
Mm.
know. And then yun nga, so after that, that that's the time na parang slowly I was able to grasp the idea na my dad is really ano,
Mm. Gone. Yeah.
gone.
Okay. And you're now in that stage of acceptance.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. I see. Okay. And what are your coping, process? What are the I know that you write a lot. I know
Yes.
that. And you have a blog, right? Do you put your thoughts on your blog and talk about these things, or you're not yet ready to do that right now?
Well, I actually drafted a an article, or
Mm-hmm.
a just a random rumblings about my dad in my
Mm-hmm.
drafts sa blog ko. But I'm not yet done writing everything there. But I do keep a journal. I actually love journaling. I have several journals.
Yes.
I have several journals. I have one for the business, one
Mm-hmm.
for the my personal journal, one is for random things I read. So I
Mm-hmm.
wrote it down, and then my thoughts about it. And
Mm-hmm.
then one is the doodle notebook, which I just like, when sometimes your mind is somewhere and your
Uh-uh.
self is here, I just doodle down mindlessly. So I do that. And
Mm-mm.
I keep a journal because first, um, it's my way of documenting my life or
Mm-mm.
keeping track of what I do. It's also my way of celebrating small wins,
Mm-mm.
like, oh, today I did this, I did that. So it feels good to, um, release your
Mm-mm.
happiness,
Yeah, true.
especially now that my husband is now back to work. So I only have here the kids and my cousin. So parang sometimes I miss someone that I can talk to
Mm-mm.
personally, because it's
Mm-mm.
still different when you chat your friends and over the screen you chat.
Exactly, yes. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's really different. It's really
Yep.
different when you have someone face to face that you can talk to.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So that's what I do. No, I write small wins like that. And then another reason why I do journaling is to to battle sometimes confusion if you are faced with difficult decisions. So
Mm-mm.
for me, it is very therapeutic
Mm-mm.
to write it down. And then sometimes when I feel angry,
Mm-mm.
I also wrote it down. And
Mm-mm.
then afterwards, I realized that after writing it down, ah, ah, I was thinking, ha, sinulat ko ba to? Ako ba tong nagsulat nito? Parang ganun.
Yeah.
And then you
Uh-uh.
just turn it, you just turn the paper, or you just, throw it away, or susunugin ko na lang siya.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And somehow I was also, release yung mga ganong negative feelings. It somehow,
True.
you
Mm-mm.
know, yeah,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I know
nare-release siya.
I know that kasi I've been journaling as well since late 80s. Nag-start ako mag-journal, and I have a lot of journals right now. But yung iba doon na iinom ko na, the same like you, I also burn them. Talagang sinunog ko. Especially those early journals na puro mga the reason why I was able to write my book was because I was able to check my ano, my mindset. Ano 'to, what's this? Yung nasa isip ko everyday, nakikita ko sa journal every time I read it. Sabi ko, "Ako ba 'to? Eto ba yung sinusulat ko dati? Ganito ba ako kagalit? Am I like really very negative at that time?" All those stuff. And then that's the reason why I was able to, internalize and write all my book. And it's really very healing. It's really very, you can release your pain, your hurt, your emotions, and your worries, and even questions that you cannot ask anyone. Hindi mo kayang tanungin yung ibang tao. Nasusulat mo doon, 'di ba? And somehow, for me, no, for me, somehow if I ask those questions sa journal, I somehow find the answers afterwards. So it really helped um, with the journaling. But unfortunately, there are many people. Let's admit it. There are many people who dislike writing and who dislike doing journals. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. well, maybe because I talked to some people and then they said, I really cannot understand the idea of writing. I'm not a writer. I don't like
Mm-mm,
writing. It's like parang it's nonsense. It's not me. Well,
mm-mm,
that's okay. That's okay. If you think writing or journaling is not your kind of thing, but some people they really don't like journaling because they feel like it's for the writers. Parang
mm-mm,
they need to write legibly. They need
mm.
to put the grammar um,
Correctly.
correctly, yeah. And
Uh-uh,
then, mga ganong thoughts. But then,
uh-uh,
journaling is really very informal naman eh. You
oo.
can actually write in a nice journal, in a nice notebook. You can actually write in a scratch paper. Now, the
Mm-mm,
idea of journaling is actually not to, really document every day, every single day of your life. Ako, I don't write every day. I just write when I feel like writing and I feel like there's something I needed to document so that someday, when I am not able anymore, I will just, read my journals and
mm-mm,
then bring me back some good memories. And then
mm-mm,
I also write sometimes because there are things that I used to forget, or then sometimes there are words that I needed to remember, and so I write it down in
mm-mm.
scratch papers. And sometimes my journal is empty, but I have so many yung mga nakasingit na
Yeah.
mga scratch
Mm-mm,
papers there, and then I staple it
mm-mm,
there. So
mm-mm,
you can write anywhere you like.
mm-mm,
Sometimes merong mga journal enthusiasts that they really spend on nice journals. They
mm-mm,
even buy expensive pens.
mm-mm,
They write very legibly, very nicely. Yung iba
mm-mm,
nagka-calligraphy pa, 'di ba?
mm-mm,
But
right.
then, it's all
Expression. For
your
me, it's
choice
all
eh. Yeah.
expression. Oo.
Expression, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's all
always it's
expression of
how you
yourself.
express. Yeah,
Mm-mm,
I read in a book, the one I read just recently, I think last month, that
mm-mm,
when you do journaling, the healing is actually in the process. It is
mm-mm,
in the process. It's not in what you write on the
mm-mm,
journal.
mm-mm,
And the evidence
mm-mm,
of the journaling is not actually what you wrote, but the evidence is yourself. What is it? What is the result of that
mm-mm.
process when you
True.
do
Yes.
journaling?
Mm-mm, that's
So
true. Very true.
I guess that's it.
Mm. Well, for me, because I also teach how to journal sa mga clients ko, sa mga students ko, I tell them the first thing that they have to do when they're attending my classes is to write down everything that is in their minds. Everything, kahit mga random thoughts. Because the reason why is because we're able to see how we think, 'di ba? Pagka nagsusulat kasi nakikita mo, ay ganito pala ako mag-isip, napaka-nega ko pala, or ang dami kong worries, ang dami kong questions, mga ganyan. Diba? So, that's the first step that I actually ask my students and my clients to do in order to really find out for themselves kung ano talaga sila, paano sila mag-isip. Because I know that when a certain way that you think is actually um how you also act and how you also say it. Like kung ano yung iniisip mo, yun din yung nasasabi mo, yun din yung actuations mo, diba? Yung behaviors mo. So when you are trying to change yourself or improve on yourself, the best way to do that is through journaling, because then you're able to see what can be changed and what needs to be improved on and what can be done, or kung may question kasi about yourself, then you're able to be aware of that. Yun yung sa akin, for me. And also, it's also an expression of ourselves, especially if we don't have anybody to talk to, like, personal conversation na no holds barred, di ba? Yung parang, you can always tell everything, even your secrets sa pagjo-journal. So I always suggest and encourage people to do that. However, marami nga talagang tao na they dislike writing. So for me, if they dislike writing, kasi talagang marami na ayaw magsusulat. But so ang sinasabi ko, I think there are apps in the cell phones right now that can prompt you kahit sa cellphone lang, do the journal. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, there are a lot of parang downloadable journal prompts. I
Mm-mm.
actually get mine from Pinterest.
Mhm.
So yeah, there are a lot of things like that there. There
Mm-mm.
are quarantine series, or
Mm-mm.
there are
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
also for those who loves cooking and
Mm-mm.
hobbying. So there are
Mm-mm.
different kinds of
Mm-mm.
journal prompts that you can follow. Kasi
Mm-mm.
I think the one struggle in journaling also is you wanted to write something pero
Mm-mm.
blanco yung isip mo eh. You don't know how to start. And
Mm-mm.
those journal prompts are helpful in uh, giving us, ideas on how we
Mm-mm.
can start journaling, and to give us heads up on oh nga no, I wanted to write about this, or I wanted
Mm-mm. Oo.
to to say something
Yeah,
about
to
this,
say
sige
something
nga.
about this, oo.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, kasi 'di ba, sabi natin maraming tao na ayaw magsulat. Are there applications that can be downloaded na they don't need to write, but they can, you just talk about it sa phone nila and record it? Are there any
Mm-hmm.
applications that are available?
Well, I'm not really sure, but what I do when it comes to, if you don't want to really write it down,
Mm.
I do a selfie video of
Mhm.
myself. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually, because I'm a blogger, I also do videos in my YouTube channel. But then there are times that I wanted to talk about something, and so I record it, but then
Mm.
I don't upload it. I just
Oo,
watch
you don't
myself talking and talking and talking, and then
oo.
afterwards, okay, I don't think I need to post this. I don't think I need. I just wanted to say that,
Mm.
things like
Yeah.
that. So, but I'm not
Mm.
sure if there are apps that you can
Mm.
use to do
Oo.
that.
So that's a good idea, That's a good idea for people who don't like to write. They can, kasi marami tayong gadgets that we can use to, use para i-video yung sarili natin. Or kaya kung ayaw nating mapanood yung sarili natin, you can also record just our voice, right? And just say everything that we want to say. One thing kasi I noticed sa social media, ang daming rants, ang daming nagbe-vent
Mm-hmm.
out ng kanilang feelings, 'di ba? However, yeah, it helps. It really helps if you continuously do that, kasi nawawala talaga yung na relief up or na nare-release yung emotions. But ang ano nun, ang kapalit naman nun, especially if you put it out there na merong makakabasa, merong ano, 'di ba, makakaalam na that's your how you think. May backlash yun kasi some people will not even accept that you're thinking that way and they will admonish you and they will tell you, stop that, o kalma ka lang, o ganyan. But it doesn't help, right? So for me, instead of ranting down sa social media, what could really best help is to, record your voice or do the selfie video and talk about your emotions and all this stuff in your head, just to clear them out, 'di ba?
Yes.
Mahirap kasi na we invite all this negativity pag nilalagay natin sa social media all the time, 'di ba? Yun
Yes.
yung idea ko about it. That's my opinion. So, the yeah, mas I would suggest, I would encourage people who are listening right now and watching this live cast to think about it. Siguro they can, somehow konti-konti lang, just lalo na ngayon kasi ang dami nating problema, ang dami nating pinagdadaanan, meron tayong uncertainty talaga. Yun yung word ngayon, yung uncertainty, hindi natin sure what will happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, we can also say that dun sa ano natin. Kasi, and then let's look back. Kung ano yung sinabi natin before, is it still true today? Is it still, true to what's happening to my life right now? Parang ganun lang
Yeah.
talaga yung journaling.
If it's actually, if it's not helpful, if you think
Mm,
it would not benefit people, then you just keep it to yourself. But if you think like, or if you feel like keeping it to yourself will just, add burden, and will just make you, burst into anger.
mm,
Maybe you could, sometimes I also do this, in my Facebook account. Like when I read rants about the government, I read rants about mga ayuda, especially this
mm,
um, time of uncertainty. Talagang hindi natin maiiwasan, no, people are really emotional, and sometimes they are really, we cannot judge them because we all go
of
through
course.
different
Mm,
ano, we all go through different um
circumstances and emotion.
circumstances, yes, and we all have different perspective. So
Yeah.
we cannot judge them, just let them do their thing. So if you don't like them, you just unfollow them. But then
Mm,
sometimes, ako din, I wanted to comment, but then what I do is I do a post. I
mm.
put my rants in my Facebook page, and then I post it, but the privacy setting is only me.
Yes,
So I posted it, but then the one
ikaw
who's
lang
going to read it
nakakabasa.
is only me. And then sometimes I
Yeah.
would I would just post it, and then after an hour I will go back to it and then read it again, and they'll
Mm.
just, delete it.
Mm,
So
mm.
somehow I was able to release what's in
Right.
myself. Yeah.
Right. I do that a lot of times. Marami akong post na nakalagay lang for me to read. Ako lang talaga nakabasa. And then I read it the following day. The following day kasi medyo fresh na ulit yung mind mo, nakatulog ka na. And when you read it again, naiisip mo, ay, ang petty naman tong sinulat ko, or this is not good for public to be published, ganyan. So nagkakaroon tayo ng awareness, 'di ba? Na which is helpful and productive, um, instead of just ranting about it. Yeah, I do that too. Now, let's talk about journal prompts. Kasi people, sabi mo nga, 'di ba, merong mga apps that they can use to do the journaling. What are ba journal prompts in your understanding?
Well, journal prompts are parang keywords that will
Mm-mm,
prompt you to
mm-mm,
say something, or to talk about something.
mm-mm,
So, like for example, this quarantine has taught me, and
mm-mm,
then blank. So, it will
mm-mm,
make you think and, reflect from this 2-month long quarantine or lockdown. Ano ba yung natutunan ko from this
mm-mm,
experience? Because I believe lahat tayo merong pinagdaanan lahat tayo dun sa lahat ng pinagdaanan natin. Meron at meron tayong lessons eh. And
Right.
after everything that happened, bumalik man tayo sa normal or if we adapt to the new normal, the lessons learned are added wisdom eh. Added
Mm.
wisdom to ourselves. And that's something that we cannot just, let go and leave it behind.
Mm.
Um, uh, like for me, I have kids. I have, the next generation would,
Mm.
benefit so much from what we have experienced right now. And that's
Mm.
something I
Right.
think I should, document
Mm.
because like
I
ngayon,
agree.
I can read most of my friends in social media ranting like, sobrang inip na ako, wala na akong magawa. Others are into TikTok. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you like Netflix, watching movies, like we all have our different coping mechanisms. But
Yes.
then sometimes it's also nice to sit down
Mm.
for like 10 minutes a day and you know ask yourself, what is it that you learned from this experience? Or what is it that I can improve? Pwede bang everyday na lang ba laging ganito? Or maybe you prompt yourself
Mm.
to create something that would benefit your future because
Mm.
ngayon, it's really very uncertain. But then I believe while you are sitting right now and mindlessly scrolling your news feeds and reading rants and everything, you can do more than that. You can
True.
you can maybe you can sit down and think about the last week, ano ba yung nangyari, and
Mm.
after this, ano ba yung mangyayari, anong pwede kong gawin
Or anong puwede
para
mong ibaguhin? Yeah.
yes, ano yung pwede kong gawin, ano yung pwede kong baguhin sa sarili
Mm.
ko na magbe-benefit hindi lang ako, pati yung mga tao na nasa paligid ko. Kasi,
Mm.
um, we are all looking forward to that day na lahat tayo makakalaya na from this quarantine eh. But then, still, it is uncertain when. Even
Mm.
if on May 15 we say, oh, we will be in GCQ or general community quarantine, but still it is a really different normal. That's the new normal. And how am I going to adapt to the new normal? So from now on pa lang, dapat you are somehow planning and you
Mm.
are already preparing yourself to adopt. Kasi
Mm.
by the time dumating tayo doon, you can't just rant every day of your life. Na, ano ba? Ganda rin. No, you can't do that. You really
Oo, you
need to
can.
adapt to the new situation we have right now.
True. I agree with you 100%. Okay, so let's go back to the the journal prompts. So yung itong mga to, you can go to Pinterest or there are applications that they can download, and every day they will be prompted with topics or ideas or statement that will make them think, right? Tama ba ako dun
Yes.
sa journal
Yeah.
prompts? Okay, yun.
Mm-hmm.
So yun. Okay, I have here some journal prompts during quarantine period that you posted, and I'm very interested in this because I also ask questions in my Facebook page, in my group. I also ask them random questions, and because when you ask questions, nakaka-trigger yun eh, nakakapag-isip tayo na, oo nga no, ano nga bang gagawin ko? Ano nga bang nasa isip ko? Yung ganyan, 'di ba? So this is really actually very helpful to everyone, hindi lang sa ating dalawa, para sa lahat 'to. Okay, let me ask you this journal prompts and tell me your what your answer is or what you will write in your journal if you get this journal prompt. Let me randomly pipili ako ah. Okay, so andi dito na may nakalagay dito. I'm glad I don't have to anymore. So we're talking about the quarantine period. So if
Mm-hmm.
during the quarantine period, yung ano yung insight mo na, I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. What is that?
Well, maybe I'm glad I don't have to wear makeup anymore. Kasi nasa bahay ka lang naman eh.
Mm,
Unlike
mm,
if you're going out sometimes I'm always in a hurry kasi, for example, I need to go out tomorrow, so I have this
Mm,
schedule in my
mm,
agenda notebook, and then I need to wake up, I need to first attend to my kids and everything ganyan, and then I need to prepare myself. I need to,
yeah.
look good, and then before I run away from home. And it I'm always in a hurry.
Mm,
So maybe right now I'm thankful na I don't have to, wear makeup and
mm, mm,
just
mm.
do live sessions like this with in
Oo.
my most comfortable clothes, in shorts
Yes.
and in my bunny slippers. So
Oo.
yeah, I'm not in a hurry. So
Mm,
yon.
mm. So will you continue that even after the quarantine period? No makeup na?
Oh, why not? Because
Oh, oh, you're
being
so pretty naman. You're so beautiful without
well,
makeup.
actually, this quarantine has helped me so much in, I think, detoxifying my skin because I don't wear makeup eh. So
Oo.
parang it naturally just, nag-glow na lang bigla eh. I don't need
Mm.
facial anymore because, when you are inside the house, you are safe from all the pollutants from the
Mm.
outside world eh. So
True, oo.
parang na-cleanse talaga yung mukha ko
Mm.
kahit di ako nagpapa-facial. So I think, well, we'll see.
Yeah, I relate to that. Ako naman, hindi naman yung I don't have to put on makeup because I have to sometimes, like if I'm doing this live videos. Not for me, but kasi my kids will tell me, Ma, maglagay ka kahit konting pulbo. Something like that. But then, for me, ang ano ko, yung I'm glad I don't have to do anymore. Actually, wala siyang anymore. I'm glad I don't have to do that, to do this thing for now. Kasi I know pagdating ng quarantine period, babalik ako doon. And you know what that is? Um, taking, una yung iisipin ko yung mga kailangan ng asawa ko when he goes back to work. Kasi right now, he can, he's working from home. So, pwede kahit ano suot niya, kahit sando, kahit ano. Pero pagbalik naman niya sa work, paplansya ka ng mga damit niya, ipe-prepare. Di ba? Every weekend, you do that. Yun. For the last couple of months na nakaano tayo quarantine, I'm so glad. I really am glad na I don't have to do that. Yun ang for me. Okay, so next, I realized I've been taking this for granted. What is this?
Right now, this
Mm,
quarantine,
mm.
I think my diet. I think everyone can relate naman
Oo
kasi
naman.
if you're homebound and you have nothing to do but to
Eat.
eat, sleep and repeat. So
Mm,
yeah, and ako pa naman I used to bake right now and to really cook a lot for the
mm,
kids kasi they love eating and they would always ask me, "Mommy, what are you going to cook? Mommy, what are you going to bake?" And then
mm,
of course, mapapakain ka din talaga. So I
mm,
think
mm.
one thing that I've really taken for granted is the diet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I should watch
Lahat
that.
naman, eh. Lahat naman, even I. Naku, lalo na dito, I have four kami ngayon dito sa bahay, tatlong mga dagul na mga lalaki ang kasama ko. So, I really have to make sure that they eat. Kaya kasama na ako do'n. Okay, so next, my binge-worthy show has been during the quarantine period.
Binge-worthy show. I'm not actually a TV person.
Mm,
I like reading rather than watching TV.
mm,
So, when ABS-CBN shut down, I really cannot say anything about it because I really don't watch TV.
mm,
Whatever networks that I'm not really a TV person. So I would just, sometimes look at it and then alis na ulit ako. Yung parang glimpse lang, like that.
mm,
And we have Netflix, but it is the kids who really watch Netflix.
mm.
Well, maybe I think one thing that uh, what's that
Binge-worthy.
binge worthy show.
Mm,
Um, maybe the series I recently watched, the AD After Death, Kingdom
Mm,
and Empire. I think that's. But then
mm.
after watching the first season, it's kind of bitin kasi wala naman siyang
Wala na
season
rin
2. So I
oo.
really got hooked on it because it shows about um the life of Christ after death,
Mm,
what happened
hmm,
after death.
mm,
So it talks about the disciples of Christ, like
mm,
that. And I somehow parang studying it and then relating it to what really happened in the Bible and what
mm,
is this series or movie is portraying.
mm,
So parang doon ako medyo na hook lang, but that's just for a while. The
mm.
greatest show or binge worthy show I have right now is the show of my little son, my 2 years old, who
Oo
used to,
nga,
sometimes sing, dance, and, go around the house. So
mm.
for me, that's really, that's my focus. And that's already so much happiness for me. He brings me so much happiness already.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. Ako kasi ano, I was hooked naman, somebody introduced to me yung Outlander sa Netflix din. I don't watch television at all. Nada talaga, wala. Dito sa bahay walang nanonood. Pero sa Netflix meron palagi. And yun yung ano ko yung Outlander. Kaya lang natapos ng bitin kasi wala kang susunod na na episode na na ano. And the only reason na hook ako doon because gustong-gusto ko yung ano yung kanilang tawag dito chemistry nung bida doon. And then I got to research about Scotland. And then pero I really love watching Dr. Joe Dispenza's video on YouTube and all this stuff, the metaphysics stuff. Yun. Now, let's go back to food. What is your go-to snack? Because I know you bake, you cook, and everything. Paano naman ang snack? What's your go-to snack?
Go to snack ko, coffee. I'm a coffee person kasi. So
During the
parang
quarantine period, talagang coffee siya.
yeah, coffee pa rin ako. Parang, like ngayon, after this, I would have my coffee sa
Mm-mm.
kainita. Even if it's hot, I
Oh,
really love
why?
coffee. And
Mm-mm.
then, that used to be my snack. And then, if I have some baked goodies, so,
Kasama
yon.
siya. Oo,
Yeah.
partner siya.
Sabi ko nga, I can survive this quarantine period maybe hanggang 6 months kasi tinapay at kape, okay na ako. Kahit 3 beses maghapon.
And you can do that kasi nagbe-bake ka, you can always, bake something else.
Yes.
Oo. Yeah, okay. If another prompt here says, I'm going to tell my kids and my grandkids that this was blank.
I'm going to tell my kids and grandkids that this quarantine period
Mm-mm.
was one of the most um, I think phenomenal and historical
Mm-mm.
struggles that the world has ever been to. Yon, siguro I would tell them like my mom. I remember my mom when I was younger. Kasi he was born 1942. So during her early years,
Mm-mm.
yun yung World War II.
Mhm.
And when I was young, she used to tell me stories that we go to the tunnel with my mama and papa and we hide there because of the war and
Oo,
ganyan,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we are scared of the Japanese because they kill
Oo.
people like that. So maybe by that time na I have grandkids and the or my kids, my
Mm,
little kid when he's grown up, I can tell him that, oh, this pandemic has really, impacted a lot of people. It
mm,
it killed a lot of people, and it put the economy down, and things
mm,
like that. And maybe I can tell them that after what happened, we were able to overcome
mm,
it, and hopefully the next generation would be able to witness that.
Mm-mm.
I hope God would give me longer life so that I'll be able to share this
Mm-mm.
experience to the younger generations.
Mm-mm. I can relate to that no story about your mom during the Japanese period kasi yung lola ko ganun din. Kinukuwento niya yun sa'min when she was alive, papaano sila, how it was then. So sobrang very ano siya, kasi war yun, 'di ba? Talagang nakakatakot. Talagang yun yung time na talagang very uncertain talaga sila because they really don't know what's going to happen next kasi ano yun, giyera. But if I'm going to be asked yung itong question na 'to, I'm going to tell my kids, grandkids, meron na akong apo kasi 'di ba? I will tell my apo that this is the time when we are tested, our faith is tested. This is a time for our faith to be tested, and this is a time that we are able to endure and we're able to overcome. Yun yung sa akin. So, parang lesson sa atin lahat yun for all humanity about this pandemic. And we were tested and I look forward to that na hindi lang ako naglo-look forward, I also believe that we will overcome this soon. So yun yung gusto kong iparating sa kanya na okay lang yung mga challenge na mangyayari sa life mo because back then ganito nangyari sa amin. So that's what I'm going to tell my kids.
And that's
Yeah,
the beauty. Gusto ko lang i-add, tita, no?
oo.
That's the beauty of journaling, eh. Like,
Mm.
yung prompts na yan, like, yung question na yan, eh, mapapaisip ka, no? Ano nga bang kailangan kong i-share sa
Mm.
future generation? So, might as well take a pen and paper and, write it down so that you'll not be able to forget it. And then, by
Mm.
the time comes na you have your mga apo and your apo sa tuhod, you can, oh, look, eto, sinulat ko to
Mm.
when we were, during the quarantine, we were all stuck at home and like this and like that. So that's the beauty of having writing a journal.
Yeah, I agree. Totoo 'yan. Maganda talaga 'yun kasi nado-document mo even not only the pandemic, but also your thoughts about the pandemic. Also the lessons that you learned from the
Yes.
pandemic. Yeah. Okay, for now, what I'm going to ask you is, if you have anything to say to all the people that are watching and who's going to watch it later, what will you tell them if they're listening to you right now?
Well, siguro I can say that um
Because of what happened to you, for
uh,
with your dad, and also what's happening to you right now in your life.
um I want people to realize that um well, of course, we are in different circumstances. Iba-iba tayo ng sitwasyon ngayon, but we are all in the same boat. We are all affected by one,
Invisible enemy.
pandemic. One mysterious enemy, which is COVID-19. And it just so happened that, our loved ones were taken away during this time, and that's another story. But then we are all struggling, we all have difficulties, we are all in a hard time, and I
Mm-mm.
think God um will not allow us to, just lose the battle. I
Mm-mm.
believe God is there to teach us lessons, and those lessons are, for us to discover, ourselves. And I believe he will not he will, at times we need to be broken, eh. He need to break us. He need to
Mm-mm.
break us so that, he can use us. He can
Mm-mm.
use us to declare that you know all the glory is to him.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
he need to break us so that we can become effective. we can
Mm-mm.
we can become effective. And also we just need to put our hope in the Lord. Like,
Mm-mm.
I was doing gardening. I really like gardening, and I really like buying plants. And then I just realized that nag-repot kasi ako ng mga plants. Some of them
Mm-mm.
are succulents, and then some of them are, the normal plants outside. So I propagate them, I put them in small pots.
Mm.
And then I realized that, you know, when you, yung ugat, 'di ba, pag niripat mo, for as long as nandun yung root sa
Mm.
ground and you keep on watering it, it will never die. So I
Mm.
think in our life today, yung faith natin, if we keep on, if you keep ourselves, you know, rooted to the
Mm.
Creator, or to the most powerful God we have in our lives, you know, we will not die.
Mm.
And I believe God's going to do amazing things for as long as we believe in His power. And yun, I think you just, you know, allow your pain to teach you lessons, and
Mm.
just feel the pain, but you know, do not allow it to overstay.
Mm.
It's normal to feel eh, but
Mm.
then do not allow it to overstay. You need to move on. You need to go on with your
Mm.
life.
Mm.
Life must go on, sabi nga nila.
Mm.
So, I think yon.
Okay, thank you very much, Betchy, for that. It has been a very privilege to talk to you, and also it's very insightful yung naging conversation natin today. And I'm hoping that whoever is watching right now, sana meron kayong natutunan, sana meron kayong nakuha na insight or idea dito sa aming pinag-usapan. And I hope that you're able to journal as well, and just be aware of what you're thinking and you're feeling, and be able um to know what can be done. Okay, kasi madalas we're just focusing on the problems or the negative emotions and stuff. So maybe it can help if we journal it and move past that. Yan. Thank you very much, Betchy.
Thank you din po. Thank you po.
Thank you. I'll see you next time. Siguro sa ating guys, we're members of Connected Women Batangas. So yung mga nakikinig diyan na mga women from Lipa and Batangas, if you want to join us, 'di ba? Right, Dachi?
Yes, yes po.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Anything else you'd like to promote or ano?
Wala naman po. Um, if you have time, you can join our Connected Women Batangas group. And
Mm-mm.
then, yeah, Tita Nancy and me are there. And also, I have my Facebook group, The Queen's Tribe. So I plan to do live videos there also about different topics. I might as well invite Tita Nancy to be one of the speakers soon. So please join. You can
Okay.
just search The Queen's Tribe
Mm-mm.
there. So
Mm-mm.
yon.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for our show tonight. Thank you again, Betchy. And
Thank you.
I'll talk to you again soon, huh? All
Thank you
right.
po.
And again, condolences to you and your family. Okay
Thank you
lang
po.
yan. Okay. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. That's our our episode for today, day 2 of this Let's Talk by High Vibe. Isa lang gusto kong sabihin. Sana, with all these uncertainties in our lives, let's also not forget that we are powerful. We have this power within us, inside us, in our inner being, that already knows what we can do and what we can, harness with our power, yung pwede natin i-harness yung power natin in order to move on to these uncertainties and have more hope. Okay? So yun lang po, and I'll see you tomorrow. High five! Bye!